Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, Monday motivation. Welcome to Coffee with Todd. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new to our daily broadcast, these do not last longer than 15 minutes. And if you're a repeat, thank you so much. For all of you, these shows are designed to give you a moment of clarity in a world that is sometimes unclear. They're also designed as business strategy, life strategy, and just quick hits that you can really find benefit you both in business and in life. And if you're live with us, then you're welcome to post on our landing page any of the questions you might have. If we don't get to them in the session of the day, then I answer them the following day. So as you guys post up on the live comment section, go ahead and leave your thoughts. So again, quick hits. Monday's always a special day of the week. We have great intentions to start off really, really well. And then usually as the week progresses, it gets a little bit hairy. The mortgage business is on fire right now. Pipelines are full. Everybody's super busy. And the real estate market is doing well. I think it's going to be coming back a lot over the next 60 to 75 days. We've got a top 1% realtor that we're going to be interviewing on Thursday. His name is Jim Moore, and he's amazing. Tomorrow, we're interviewing a top 1% loan originator. And this week's theme is going to be about those connected relationships. Let me start in with what I wanted to chat with you about today. Last year, Deb and I were in Sydney, Australia, and I was getting ready to speak for one of our clients' business summits, right? And there were over 1,000 mortgage brokers and agents in the room waiting for me to speak. And as is always the case, when I get ready to speak, I feel kind of that adrenaline kind of start to creep in. I feel kind of the passion about what we're going to be able to do together, myself and audience combined for a win-win. And it was no different this particular day. I felt that adrenaline. I felt that kind of passion. About 10 minutes from going on stage and starting my program, out of nowhere came this moment of really, really distinct clarity. I achieved this level of clarity I don't believe that I have ever achieved before. And what was interesting is the name of the conference was simply entitled B, capital B, capital E, B, right? And the theme is kind of interesting, and I started thinking B. What really is B? And you can see if you just stay kind of on the surface, it was be successful, be creative, be imaginative, be innovative, be all those kinds of things, right? But I took the B and the E in the word B to be really, really serious. And I remember in my mind going through things like be extraordinary, be excellent. Both words starting with a B and an E, success in that succession. Be enthusiastic, be efficient, be evolving, be energetic, be effortless, be engaged, be entrepreneurial, B-E. And it was just kind of interesting. So I started thinking about how that would, play into the speech. And I'm happy to report that kind of methodology went really, really well. So today, as you go through the day, be thinking BE, but the story continues. So one of the highlights of my life was when I had the chance to sit down and interview Rich DeVos. You may or may not know who Rich DeVos is. Rich and his friend Jay Van Andel were the business pioneers and co-founders behind Amway, okay? Amway paved the way for a new type of selling, and today that type of selling and that vertical market is called direct sales. And in that market, millions of people get engaged every single day selling products through this distribution model. Approximately $76 billion was paid to distributors in 2018, the equivalent of about $208 million a day in commissions. I mean, think about that. That's a big number. Direct selling companies today have generated about $1.5 trillion in sales since 2010, and they've paid out over $600 billion in commissions to distributors. That's not the story. I just wanted to tell you that Rich DeVos was one of the pioneers of what today is a very, very successful business model. When I got the chance to sit down and have an interview with Rich, The first thing he said, believing in what's possible is the driving force behind all success. And it hit me. Belief, believing, believe starts with the two letters BE. So I got to do this interview, and at the end of the interview, Rich gave me this book. Okay, and this book is simply entitled Believe. And it was written in 1975. And I started perusing this book, and I thought what I would do this morning is just share the first 151 words from the book. And it's entitled Believe in Unlimited Potential. So listen to these words right out of the book. Those people whose aim is always low generally hit what they shoot at. They aim for nothing and they hit it. Life need not be lived this way. I believe that one of the most powerful forces in the world is the will of the man or woman who believes in him or herself and who dares to aim high to go confidently after the things he or she wants in his life. I can, quotes, is a powerful sentence. It is amazing how many people can use that sentence realistically. For the overwhelming majority of people, that sentence can be a true one. It really works. People can do what they believe they can do. Apart from the few people in the world who are deluded in a psychotic sense, the gap between what a man thinks he can achieve and what is actually possible to him is very, very small. But he first must believe that he can. In markets like we're in right now, super low interest rates, bulging pipelines, it's easy to believe that you are good. And I am absolutely certain that you are. But I also know that sometimes markets like we're in right now confuse belief. They confuse belief with what's the future going to look like. They confuse belief with how much of this is what I'm doing in the marketplace today. And one of the things that we know about the word belief, and one of the things that happens essentially to every member that's in our high trust coaching platform, is they have to start to believe that something is possible before they begin to move in that direction. When we start working with them, the first place we start is with their passions and desires. I mean, what do they really want? In the midst of the market we're in right now, what do you really want? If you could take a breath and just push pause for a second, what do you really want? What they do is they start to believe that some newness is possible, some different way of achieving, some different way of behaving. And one of the things they lock onto, and it doesn't matter if you're viewing this, how successful you are by homes sold, listings made, loans closed. None of that matters. What matters is, do you have a mindset around doing that better and better and better and better? We got Teresa's mindset early on in coaching. We got her to move from making the money she was making and working a full work week to really making that same amount of money and working 25 hours a week. So what's interesting is when we find ourselves in really, really good markets, and we are in one right now, right? A little bit loosey-goosey on the real estate side. I believe that's coming back strong. The lending side, obviously, you guys are working your rear ends off, and it's a really, really exciting time to think about what you really believe. What you and I believe every single day will be manifested in our mind, and our reality will be a reflection of that manifestation. What you focus on, good or bad, actually becomes what you experience. And when you do what you love and you do what you love well, and you're really, really good at it, you have this amazing energy, and then prosperity follows that. So one of the questions you have to ask if you're talking about belief, what do you believe in? BE, can you be everything you were designed to be? The answer is yes. But the question is, what's holding you back? The most limiting belief, according to all psychologists, is the limiting belief of worth and the limiting belief of money. And when you think about money in a negative sense, when you think about money and not having enough of it, when you think about money and wanting more of it, but you don't have the right purpose, it spawns negative beliefs. When you don't have a healthy attitude and perspective about what you believe in the marketplace, the setbacks are more painful than they otherwise would be. If you really believe that every setback that you experience should increase your belief around what not to do, then that's the framework of being a top producer. So no matter how busy you are today, Monday, May is motivation month. We've claimed it and we're going to do it. No matter how busy you are right in this second, okay? The next phase of you is happening, whether you know it or not. The future you is being developed right this moment. So I think that one thing that I would ask you to really kind of focus on today is on what do you really want to focus, and what do you really believe is happening? Who do you really believe you are becoming? Who do you really believe that you want to be? How is the best version of you different than maybe how you are right now? And, think about that. Think about it in really, really stark comparison to what is possible. Everything that you and I want to do in our lives, everything that we want to improve in our business, everything we want to experience as we do what we do each and every day, it's all subject to belief. So what I would ask you to do is if you're interested in kind of unlocking that, if you're interested in thinking about what does that really feel like, then I want to encourage you to just go to hightrustcoaching.com, and I'd like you to register to just spend some time with one of our certified coaches. If you really want to figure out how can I be, B-E, my best version of me, M-E, what do I need to do? What are my new beliefs? What decisions do I need to make? How does our gal, Kristen Hansen, tomorrow morning, how did she become a #1 producer in 4 years? How did she do that in moving to 3 different states? She had to believe, first and foremost, that it was possible. So my goal for you is to make this week, what do you believe week? And look at every situation you're in. Ask yourself, what do you believe about it? Is it a limiting belief? Is it an empowering belief? And if you believe that you can, as Henry Ford has always said from the time he was first quoted to decades after his death, whatever you believe you can do or can't do, you are right. So in the midst of busy, be the best version of you possible. Okay? Questions are filling up on the right. I'm going to go ahead and answer those on tomorrow morning's broadcast. It is 14 after the hour. We promise 15 minutes only each day. Be well. Have a magical Monday. Talk to you tomorrow, 9 o'clock.